Recruitment of Indian midwives sparks political firestorm as claims of racial agenda rejected. An editorial by Rhonda Dalla. The government's decision to recruit 100 midwives from India has ignited a fierce political clash, with accusations of racial bias being met with sharp rebuttals from supporters who argue the criticism is both misleading and intellectually dishonest. Opposition-aligned voices have attempted to frame the recruitment drive as part of a broader racial agenda. However, those defending the policy have dismissed the claims as a familiar tactic one used, they say, when substantive arguments cannot withstand scrutiny. At the center of the dispute is a more fundamental question: whether Trinidad and Tobago is genuinely facing a nursing shortage. Supporters of the recruitment program argue that the shortage is not a political fabrication, but a long-established reality repeatedly highlighted by nurses themselves and their representative bodies, not by the government, regional health authorities, or the Ministry of Health. The narrative that this shortage is manufactured is simply false, a source said. It is the nurses and the Nursing Association that have been sounding the alarm for years. That alarm, they note, has been ringing since at least 2016 during a period when the current opposition held office, undermining claims that the issue was recently engineered for political convenience. The controversy has also exposed what critics describe as selective outrage. For over a decade, successive governments, particularly under the previous administration, actively recruited nurses and midwives from countries such as Cuba, the Philippines, and Nigeria to plug gaps in the healthcare system. Yet, changing global realities have since narrowed those options. Recruitment from Cuba has been complicated by international geopolitical pressures, particularly policies linked to the United States. Nigeria, facing its own severe healthcare worker shortages, has been flagged by international bodies, including the World Health Organization, as a country from which aggressive recruitment should be avoided. Meanwhile, the Philippines, once a primary source, has become increasingly costly, with retention challenges compounding the issue. Officials have openly acknowledged that many foreign recruits use Trinidad and Tobago as a stepping stone to higher-paying markets in the United States and United Kingdom. Against this backdrop, India has emerged as one of the few viable options. Globally, India ranks among the largest exporters of trained nurses and midwives, supplying healthcare systems across English-speaking countries. Advocates stress that English language proficiency is a core component of training in India, directly countering concerns about communication barriers. There is no racial agenda here, the source insisted. This is about filling critical gaps in a strained healthcare system using one of the few remaining viable international labor pools.